Some people think that lawns are green and boring, but if you let your lawn grow up a little bit, you can get loads of different flowers in it. It's fantastic for wildlife then. So in my lawn, you can see I've got some forget-me-nots, which is a little bit unusual for lawns. I've got here something which I call St George's Rush. I think some people also call it Spring Rush. And between them, if we look down into the grasses, you can see the feathery leaves of yarrow, which is going to grow up and flower later. I like to keep my lawn a little bit longer. It's great foraging for the blackbirds, and it allows all of these plants to flower. So if we look around, there's quite a lot of other things. We've got the daisies and the dandelions, obviously, which are quite common in people's lawns. Over here, we've got a beautiful patch of speedwells, and then if you look down into the leaves here, we've got the three-cornered leaves of clover. Where are we? That's right, you can see that now, and we've got some buttercup leaves here. And then over here is an area that I always leave long. I cut it in the autumn to take away a little bit of fertility, but I've planted a lot of wildflowers into here, so we can see that primroses are giving a lovely show at the moment. And then later on in the year, the sorrel will be flowering. It's got quite reddish flowers. Oh, here's one coming up to flower already. Can you see that? Beautiful. And then here, got a load of bird's foot trefoil and some meadow vetchling, which also has flowers like a tiny little yellow sweet pea, as does the bird's foot trefoil. And then around here we've got some oxeye daisy, which is the one that you might have seen on roadsides. Absolutely massive daisy-like flowers. And then hidden in the grass here is my absolute favourite. It's called meadow vetchling, and it's called grass vetchling, and it's got leaves that look identical to the grass until the moment it flowers. It has hot pink flowers, ever so pretty. And if you leave the oxeye daisy uncut, it forms these beautiful large clumps, and those are going to start flowering in May and carry on until pretty much October, November. Really, really good value. So as you can see, my lawn is totally diverse and beautiful. We're supporting a population of yellow meadow ants here, not your usual red or black ants, a rather more unusual species. And we've also got a beautiful little bee. I've forgotten what it's called. It's black with canary yellow thighs. Really funny. They're a little burrowing bee. So it's well worth leaving your lawn to grow a bit. I'm going to mow it now, but I'm only going to mow some parts of it, and I'm going to mow it on the very highest setting to leave as many flowers as possible. You might be asking yourself, how come I've got such a diverse and beautiful lawn? And actually, it's really easy. So when I mow, I never put the mower on the lowest setting. I always put it on a nice high setting so that the flowers are still there after I've mowed. I always make sure that I take the mowings away, which reduces the fertility of the soil and means that the flowers have the chance to compete with the grass better. I never use any fertiliser, I never use any pesticides, and if you look around the area where I live, there are so many people who have really beautiful front lawns full of celendines or wild violets or daisies or dandelions. It's a real joy to see, and really, really nice as you're walking around. This area over here, of course, my wildflower meadow, is specifically for the use of wildlife. So the longer grass means that invertebrates have got somewhere to hide. If I had a larger area, I might get small mammals in here as well. You can see there's a load of flowers, and at the end of the season what I'll do is I'll cut that all down. I will leave the cuttings in situ for a couple of days to drop their seeds, and then I will take that all off and use it as mulch around other areas of my garden. So you can see that I'll be reducing the fertility on this area too. Much needed, because the grass is a little bit too lush really. I was hoping to take a mowing off this before the flowers got tall enough, but unfortunately I was a bit too slow. And through the autumn and winter, however, I do carry on mowing this and take off as much fertility as I can. So there you go. I hope you'll follow my example and develop your lawns for the use of bees and butterflies.